Good morning, children. In this video, I am going to explain Chapter 6 C++ Programming Textbook Explanations. Previous video, we were discussed about C++ Programming Introduction, the programming structure, and programming compilation and execution. How to we have execute the program, and what are the informations we should know before we are executing and run the program in a Turbo C++ editor. I hope you understand about the programming structure, the execution process of C++ programming in Turbo C++ editor. Here I am going to explain about the textbook paragraphs, the concepts of C++ programming. You can understand a good clarity of all the concepts and the basic information about C++ programming language. It's a very simple lesson. You can understand the basic information and the programming structure, how to write the programming in C++. Watch the video from beginning to end and take your textbook, page number 51. Let me read the first paragraph. Chapter 6 Computer Program. A computer is a machine that accepts instruction from the user and produces result after completing the assigned task. So here it's a computer is a machine. We are giving end users, the people those are using computers, they are called end users. We are giving instructions to computer. As per the instructions, it will produce results. So this is the meaning for this line. Since it is a machine, it needs good and precise instructions to achieve the expected results. It's a machine. It does not think. Okay, so we have to give precise instructions as per our requirement. We have to give right instruction to system, and we can get our expected results. So this is the meaning of this line. As a machine, a computer cannot think on its own and therefore does not make mistakes. So it won't make mistakes. The system, it won't make mistakes. If there is any errors, mistakes in instructions, as per the instructions, it will give the results. So there is any error in our side, we will not get a right input, right outputs. So this is the meaning of this line. Therefore, a computer program is a set of instructions that the user or programmer writes to tell the computer what to do and how to carry out a certain task. So the computer program is a set of instructions. The program is called a group of instructions. The users, we are giving instruction writing program, and we are giving instructions to computer. So it will give the outputs. About instruction, the instructions must be in a language that the computer understands. The instructions, it can be any language, any programming language, C++, C programming, VB programming, ASP, HTML programming. We have more programming languages. So the instructions must be in any language the computer understands. Computers understand only binary language, zeros and ones. So about machine language or binary language or low level language, we can say in three words, zeros and ones. It can understand, the machine can understand only zeros and ones. Computer understand only zeros and ones. I have explained about machine language in my previous video. I hope you understand the concept of machine language. Let me read the next paragraph. With a little more information about C++, we can actually jump into basic programming in C++. You might be wondering why C++, where it is used. Is it still in use today? Yes. So nowadays we are not using C++ programming. Why we are using C++ programming? Okay. So here These zeros and ones are low level language and very hard to program. So zeros and ones, it's a low level language. We cannot understand, we cannot write zeros and ones. The machine can understand only zeros and ones. Invention and evolution of high level programming languages. In this paragraph we are going to see about high level programming languages. Let me read the paragraph. To make programming easier, humans invented high level programming languages like C++, Pascal, etc. The languages are simple like English language and easy to understand. The computer then converts these instructions to a machine understandable language using a compiler or translator. So here they are telling about machine language. So we cannot understand machine language. So the human inventions, they have created high level programming languages in English words. So this is the English language and the high level languages C, C++ and the Pascal programming. Okay. Let me explain origin of C++ programming. C++ was developed in the early 1980s by Eugen Stroustrup. It is an object-oriented programming OOPS language. It is an extension of the C programming language. C++ includes all the elements of the C language, plus it has additional features for working with objects. So C++ programming language, it's inherited from C programming. It has some advanced features of a C programming, so that's why it's called C++. So this is the meaning for this line, children. Let me continue the next line. Classes and events and other object-oriented concepts. Most of the application programs such as word processing, MS Word processing language, and spreadsheet program, MS Excel and spreadsheet program, are developed in C++. So MS Word and MS Word and Excel programming are developed by C++ programming language. It can also be used to develop database systems and web applications. Okay, so C++ programming also used for the develop database systems and web applications also. Okay, children. So this is the meaning for these lines. With a little more information about C++, we can actually jump into basic programming in C++. You might be wondering why C++, where it is used. Is it still in use today? So we are going to use simple programs in C++. You can think yourself why we are using C++ programming. Is it still in use today? So nowadays we are using C++ programming. The answer is yes. C++ is one of the most widely used programming languages as of today. Nowadays and as of today we are using C++ programming. You all know about smartphones using Android OS. The apps and the games that are used in Android can be downloaded from Google Play Store or from Android markets. These apps, which are interesting and popular, are developed using C++. The Android apps also developed by C++ programming. The other programming languages are also used, but C++ is one of the widely used programming languages for developing apps. Other programming also they are using, but it is the C++ programming is the one of the most part of the developing Android apps. Okay, so nowadays we are developing Android apps. We can download from Google Play Store or Android market apps. So the C++ programming used to create some Android apps also. Okay. So this is the information about the origin of C++ programming, and the first page we can understand about the programming language and instructions and the origin of C++ programming, about who developed and high level languages, and why we are studying and writing the C++ programming. This is the concepts we understand in first page. let me explain the second page, page number 52. Take page number 52. The following are the terms that will be used often while working with the C++. The following informations we have to understand when we working with the C++ programming. Let me explain. What is program? A program is a sequence of instructions that tells the computer what to do. So this is the definition for program. We are giving instruction to computer, what computer has to do. So this is the definition for program. Statement. What is statement? The most common type of instructions in a program is the statement. The most common type of instruction in the program is statement. A programming is a collection of statements. We are giving more instructions, a collection of statements in writing programs. A statement in a C++ program is similar to a sentence in a human language. In human language, we are telling as a sentence when you are writing program in C++. In human language, a full stop at the end of sentence denotes the end of sentence. Similarly, all the statements in C++ are ended with a semicolon. When we are writing C++ programming, all the statements end with a semicolon. This is the syntax. Okay. Before you see examples and learn further, let us open C++ and learn the basics about how to save and run or execute the programs. As we read earlier that a program is a set of instructions. In first page we have discussed about its program is a set of instructions or collection of statements that tells the computer what to do. Therefore, the program has to typed by the user to instruct the computer what it should do. The computer cannot understand human language. Therefore, it will convert human language into zeros and ones. That conversion process is called compiling and execution of program. So the process of compiling and execution I have explained detailed in my previous video, how the machines converts zeros and ones to high level languages. We are using programming languages in English language. The machines takes as a zeros and ones. So this is the process compiling and execution. I hope you understand the process of execution and compiling. Next paragraph, opening C++. So let me read the next paragraph, how to open C++ programming. Let me read the first line. You have to use the Turbo C MS-DOS editor for writing programs. We have to open Turbo C. We have to install that software, Turbo C editor or C++ editor. You can download from Google. And we have to enter the programs in Turbo C editor. To open the Turbo C editor, go to C:\Turbo C4 and TCBin. Once you have installed in this software in your system, you can see the path, the directory file of path this my computer C drive and TCBin, and double click on the tc.exe. You can get this icon, the MS-DS icon in the desktop, or you can see this icon. When you double click the icon, the Turbo C++ editor will be opened. So they are telling the steps here how to open Turbo C++ editor. This is the editor used for the entering programs. We are giving instructions in that editor. Based on that, the system will give results. Understand, children? Next, we are going to see about what is variables. A variable is named storage location that can store data. A variable is a named storage location that can store data. Example for this line, a is equal to 5. You have a given variable, a is equal to 5. A is the variable, it stores the value of 5. This is the variable. So when we write in programming in C++, we are declaring a variable like as per requirement you can give any characters, letters a, x, y, z. So when we execute the program, we are giving input values. A is equal to 5. So a is the variable name. It holds the value. It stores the value of 5. So this is the meaning. This is the variable. Imagine that you are asked to retain the number 5 in your mind, and then you memorize the number 2 at the same time. Now you have to store two different values in your memory or mind. So they are giving example. We are thinking we want to store two numbers in our mind, 5 and 2. We are storing the numbers 5 and 2 in our mind. Now add 1 to the first number. In that case, you should be adding 5 plus 1 equal to 6, and you should have it in memory. Similarly, if you want to do subtraction or multiplication, you have to store many values in your memory. The whole process that you have just done mentally is a symbol of what the computer can do with two variables. The same process can be expressed in C++ with the instruction set as shown. The example is given here. A is equal to 5. A is the variable here. A stores the value of 5. Okay. So what is variable here? The variable storing the value. Okay. So B is equal to 2. B is the variable here storing the value of 2. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 as memory locations. Imagine children. A is equal to A plus. So we can declaring variables in C++ programming. It is used to store the values. Understand? Let me read the next paragraph. The continuous of a variable concept. Obviously, that is a very simple example since you have only used two small integer values. But consider that your computer can store millions of numbers. But we can store, the humans, we can store only a limit of values. The computer, it can store millions of values like these at the same time and conduct sophisticated mathematical operations with them. Therefore, you can define variable as a portion of memory to store a determined value. So finally, variable is used for storing value and creating memory in programming languages. So this is the concept of variable, children. Understand. While we are writing programming, so we have to declare a variable to store our input values. So this is the concept of variable and the definition of variable. I hope you understand about what is variable. Very important, the next paragraph. The C++ language is case sensitive language. It's a case sensitive language. This means that a variable written in capital letters is not equivalent to another one with the same name but written in small letters. For example, the result variable is not the same as the result variable or the result variable. So C++ programming is the case sensitive programming language. When we write declaring variable in C++, we should not use capital letters. Okay. So fundamental data types. Let me read the next paragraph. Fundamental data types. While programming, the variables are stored in computer's memory, but the computer has to know what kind of data you want to store in them. Since it is not going to occupy the same amount of memory to store a simple number or to store a single letter or a large number, and they are not going to be interpreted the same way. Okay, so the fundamental data types is telling about data types. The memory in our computers is organized bytes. The system here we are going to see about memory and how the data stored in bytes. A byte is the minimum amount of memory that you can manage in C++. A byte can store relatively small amount of data, one single character or small integer, generally an integer between 0 and 255. In addition, the computer can manipulate more complex data types that come from grouping several bytes, such as lang numbers, non-integer numbers. Children, the meaning of the paragraph is we are seeing here data types. So C++ has more data types. When we declare a variable, we have to declare its type integer and a float and a decimal, whole number or fractional number. So the data types, the variable is creating memory and storing the value. The system stores the value organized in bytes Okay, the bytes information we are going to see. Look at the table, you can understand how many bytes for the storing values. Let's just look at the table, you can understand. Data types, character it will accept only character data type A B C D. Okay children, bytes it has the bytes it limits of bytes 1 bytes, character and strings. Integer it will store a whole number 2 5 7 8 9 integers 2 bytes. Okay, long and integers it stores it has 4 bytes. And a float is a decimal point numbers 0.3 1.2 3.3 like that, it has a long 4 bytes. Double lengthy numbers, floating point numbers 15 to digit precision. Long double 10 bytes. Floating point numbers 8 to digit 18 to a digit precision. So void is a nil for empty set of values or non-returning functions. So here we have discussed about data types and types of data types and its bytes values. Understand children, the system stores only values and it takes a bytes as per the data type. Children, next we are going to see here structure of C++ program. Let us look at the following example to illustrate the structure of C++ program. So here see this program, this is the simple C++ program. Just they are going to print the hello world message in output screen. Sample program. The C++ programming starts with the has include iostream.h, the header files. The has include conio.h. The every C++ program starts with the header files and void main function. The function starts from this line, opening brace. We have to read this brace as a opening brace and end of this brace closing brace. And in between opening brace and closing brace we have to write our logical parts. Here they have mentioned cout insertion operator, not less than symbol. Technical name for this statement, cout insertion operator, hello world insertion operator. NDL means it will print the outputs as a single line. And getCH it will when we execute the program we should give getCH statements. So this is the simple C++ program. Look at the program. The components of C++ program is header files, main function, output statement, and start block and end block. We have to read as opening brace and closing brace. This is the structure of C++ program. Children, understand? So far we discussed about what is C++ program and about the instructions, statements, and why we are using studying C++ program. Android apps are developing also, the software engineers developing Android apps using C++ program. So the basic information about C++ program, about Turbo C++ editor, what is instructions, what is statements. I hope you understand these concepts. And also we discussed about data types and variables and its types of data types and its byte informations and basic programming structure, the simple program, the structure of C++ program. So watch the video from beginning to end. Any doubts you can ask me. I will teach the next pages in my next video. Children, I have said the information for classwork writing chapter 3 and 4 in our class WhatsApp group. So we'll see the message and complete the CW for the VB chapter 3 and 4. Complete the classwork note and submit it when you come to school. So and read the textbook pages to understand the concepts in C++. I will meet you all in a live session.